Do you ever find yourself staring at your screen, wondering how you're going to survive yet another day of remote work without going absolutely insane or burning out? And before we dive in, just a quick note. I personally have been working from home 100% remote the last few years, and I've learned a thing or two along my journey. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Andrew Peacock, and on this channel, we like to talk about things to make work and life a little more efficient, a little more productive, and happier along the way. Burning out from work sucks, but burning out from work while you're also in your home sucks even more. So today in this video, we're going to talk about two perspectives that I think you need to be successful working from home, the macro and the micro level. So let's unpack them. Starting at the macro level, I think it's super important to look past the day-to-day churn and look at the bigger picture. How can you avoid burnout for a month, 6 months, a year, 2 years? And for me, the biggest game changer was to truly embrace diversification. Projects, learning courses, side hustles, which by the way, if you haven't seen my latest video where I talk about my new side project, check the card up here or link down below. But the main message here is that all of the things that you do outside of work directly impact your ability to be happy and successful for the things that you do in work. I think a lot of us like routines, and if you haven't actually tried any routines, I really do encourage you to try some. You might find that you really enjoy them and that you gain a lot of efficiencies and productivity boosts along the way. But hear me out, a routine without switching it up every now and again or providing places in that routine for flexibility just makes it mundane. Your seemingly helpful routine eventually turns into a rut, and when you're stuck in a rut, everything and everybody just starts to slowly piss you off. And this sounds so silly, but just changing up your office space every now and again, adding art, changing the colors, redecorating and moving the furniture, all make a refreshing difference that you can use to kick yourself out of that rut and start to enjoy your space again. And the last macro tip that I'll give you is most of us that have a remote working title doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be remote working at your house. Anywhere you can get an internet connection or hotspot your phone can be a workspace. Me personally, during the warm months, I love going down to our local park, get a fun drink, set up at a picnic table, and just watch the ducks in the water while I'm cranking away on a couple hours of code. So all in all, you need to look at the macro level, at the things that you can do outside of work that help you relax, re-energize you, and unblock you so that you have the ability to stay in work without feeling like you're burning out. And some of that just might mean that you change your space up, you get out of the house, and you add a little flexibility into your routines so that you just don't go crazy. Now let's talk about a way to keep up your day-to-day stamina so that you don't burn out on a micro level. And hands down, I will sing this to the day that I die, the biggest game changer to being productive and not burning out, avoiding that mental fatigue, is when I learned about the Pomodoro technique. If you don't know what the Pomodoro technique is, it was invented by a man named Francesco Cirillo. And sorry, Italians, I really did try to pronounce his last name correctly for probably 16 times. I fucked it up every single time. I just gave up. Anyways, in 1980, Francisco was a university student and really struggled to focus and get any of his work done. And thus the Pomodoro technique was born. He started by just saying, I'm going to focus for 10 minutes of uninterrupted time. Eventually, over the months and years, this blossomed into this actual technique of sprint and rest type intervals. And what I mean by this, generally, you would operate on a 25-5 cycle, and every few hours you'll take a longer break. That's 25 minutes of focused work. Put your phone away, turn notifications off, give it 25 minutes of legitimate work, and then take 5 minutes of resting, talking to a friend, going for a quick walk, and just giving your brain the rest that it needs to avoid the slump. The secret to this technique is the 25-5 or other type methods more closely mimics our natural energy cycles. But here's the kicker. If you do not take the rest seriously, stop working and doing something fun that you actually enjoy, and yes, that could just be 5 minutes of doom scrolling on your phone. That's okay. But if you do not take these rests, this method won't work out, and it's just probably going to burn you out more. I love talking about this stuff, and I am genuinely curious. If you have any other day-to-day type hacks, tips, protocols, whatever you want to call it, leave a comment down below. I genuinely want to know because I still struggle with this stuff. I need to learn new habits and things that I can adapt to my day-to-day life so that I too can stay focused on my day work. And here's the truth. I could have gave you 15 different recipes on how to avoid burnout, but the gosh darn truth is burnout and how to avoid it is not a one-size-shoe fits all. Ultimately, don't take anything that I said for prescription. The Pomodoro technique might not work for you. If you haven't tried it, I really do encourage you to try it. It's amazing. But the general message is you have to go experiment. Learn new techniques, read books, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos like this one. Just find new things that you can try and see what sticks. But most importantly, I firmly believe that you need to tackle this problem from both perspectives, the macro and the micro level. It's this fun, crazy dance between today while also keeping your eye on the future. You know, it's like they say, the things that you do today compound for tomorrow. If you don't take care of your shit, it's just gonna compound in the opposite direction that you want it to go. But if you give yourself some tools, some space and motivation, you can compound all of your efforts into a happy place that is sustainable, where you actually enjoy both the journey and the destination. This is a mix of discipline and passion, routine yet spontaneity, and always making room for rest and play. And there you have it. That's some of my thoughts and strategies on how to avoid burnout while working remote. If you found this video helpful or have your own pro tips, drop them in the comment below. And if you could do me a favor, please go like and subscribe. I appreciate it more than you can imagine. And in return, I promise to keep showing up every week. But with that, I will see you next week. Peace.